Well, I'd like to welcome you all to tonight's meeting, and it is 7:07, so I will call our meeting to order and ask that you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shirley, we'll take roll call, please.
Mayor Hammond.
Here.
Larry Lambert.
Here.
Mike Connell.
Here.
Bob Porter.
Here.
Galvin here. Kamal Ghazi.
Here.
Kristen Bagel.
Here. Looking now for approval of our agenda for tonight.
I move that we accept the agenda as printed.
Second.
We have a motion from Mike, seconded by Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Looking now for the approval of the council meeting minutes of April 3rd.
I move that we suspend the rules, waive the reading, and approve the minutes from the April 3rd, 2025 regular meeting.
Second.
We have a motion from Mindy, seconded by Kristen. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Don't believe we have anybody here for a pre-approved report or presentation, although we did just have quite a presentation by all our department heads of the budget. And then once again, you guys, thank you for that. You did a great job in all your explanations. I don't believe we have anybody here for public comment unless Dennis is interested. No? Okay. Shirley, do you have any communications?
I have a press release that Bob sent me that I handed out to everybody. Were you gonna discuss that, or is that just?
We can read, it's public, it just was what Sessa's, public statement for what happened, or
Okay.
Would you
transpired.
like that read out loud?
We can, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yep, okay, the termination for cause of former Fire Chief Guy Hubbard by Sessa for financial irregularities was a difficult decision for Sessa Board in this small and tight-knit community a year and a half ago. With a heavy heart, but a sense of duty to protect both the taxpayers and the municipal partners of Sessa, the Sessa Board referred this matter to the police for consideration of possible criminal charges against Guy Hubbard related to the events that led to his termination for cause. Sessa is aware that the Shiawassee Prosecutor's Office has determined to issue felony criminal charges for financial irregularities, against its former Fire Chief Guy Hubbard. This decision reported occurred after an independent investigation and report by the state police was provided to the prosecutor's office regarding the financial misconduct of Guy Hubbard that led to his termination by Sessa for cause. Sessa will have no further public comment on this matter as this case works its way through the criminal justice system. However, Sessa will continue to fully cooperate with both the prosecutor's office and the court as this criminal case progresses. So that's that. The other thing I did hand out tonight is the Memorial Day Parade. I know it seems kind of early, but we do have a flyer for that. Will be hosted on Saturday, May 24th, 11 a.m., hosted by the City of Perry, VFW. So, or hosted in the City of Perry, organized by the VFW. So if you want to be in that parade, contact VFW Commander Mike Rogers, and his phone number and email is on the flyer. We have the flyers out here in the hallway and upstairs on our front desk. and will be posted on our board that you can see from outside when we're able to clean some of the stuff off, because it's very full right now. Also, the 2025 summer market that's hosted by the Historical Society, you have a calendar for that. The first one is going to be on June 14th. I did make copies of all that stuff for you, and then just reminding everybody of the community-wide yard sales, May 16th through the 18th. You can register for your site on our website, just perry.mi.us/sale-25. And then the cleanup week following May 19th through the 23rd, and we can just discuss those details further at the next meeting when it's closer. So that's everything.
Do we have any department head reports for tonight? Kyle's shaking his head no, Kevin says no, Megan says no, Shirley says
just
no.
said everything.
She just did, okay. The only thing I'd like to just remind everybody of is the community showcase, April 22nd, that's being sponsored by the school. Kristen and Megan, I believe, are going to have a table there representing the Parks Committee. Kyle's going to have a table there representing Police Department. I don't know who all else is involved, but Dr. Haven did come and present information on that, so I just felt it worthy to remind everyone of that event. And that's in the evening from 6 to 8 p.m. That's all I have. Do we have any committee reports? None. Looking for presentation and approval of the bills.
I move that we approve the bills as presented and authorize payment.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Larry. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. We have no old business. Moving on to new business, our first agenda item is to set a public hearing regarding the proposed 25-26 budget that we reviewed with all department heads tonight in council. And just to remind everyone of that process, we do have to have the budget approved and a resolution passing that by the end of May, because it has to have 30 days to go into effect July 1st. So the process to get to that approval the end of May is that we've had our workshop. We need to make this proposed budget, if it was acceptable to council at their workshop today, to present to the public and have a public hearing scheduled. We then have that public hearing during a council meeting. Members of the city can come in, residents of the city can come in if they have questions or need more explanation on something. Again, it would depend on if there were any things that needed to be changed or not. At that point, council could potentially approve the budget, but we also have to have the millage rate before we can approve the budget, and typically we don't get that until May 25th.
We had it by April 18th last year.
But do we have it now?
No.
No.
We need to have that before we can have a final approval. We can do an approval subject to millage rate not being more than, we could do that. So, because it is a charter requirement. It's not my recommendation, it's a charter requirement that we have it approved by the end of May. But our next step is to set a public hearing. So, looking to council for any discussion in regard to that.
I move that we schedule a public hearing for Thursday, May 1st, 2025 at 7:10 p.m. at the Perry City Hall on the proposed 2025-2026 city budget and on the city's tax millage rate for the same fiscal year.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Would you just like to review that exactly, because this wasn't the motion, that's the motion, but this is more
Okay.
like information for
Yep.
them? Okay.
Some other information Shirley's asking me to point out is that we're setting this public hearing in regard to the mayor's proposed 2025-26 budget. That Mayor Hammond proposed the 25-26 budget based on a not to exceed 12.5523 mils. So that is what the proposed budget will be based on and what we will be working toward at this public hearing that's now set for May 1st during our council meeting. Anything else in regard to that? Any other discussion, questions? Moving to possible approval of the police radar trailer. Kaya.
Good evening again. Okay, so as a part of our budget talks, for those of you who were not there, due to some money that we have in the budget, I was looking to utilize that for some speed enforcement. I did check into the possibility of utilizing some money for some signage on our M route and our Main Street, and MDOT does not make that easy. They require a speed survey and several other regulatory means of saying yes or no to that. However, if we go with a trailer option, which is not affixed to the ground, there are no regulations. So we can move that wherever we see fit throughout the city. This particular speed trailer will tell you your speed. It will flash little strobes, red and blue, if you're over a certain amount that we set. It records all data. So we'll have the option to set it in place with it off and still record speed, and then turn it on and see what effect it actually has in that particular area. And I do like the fact that we have the ability to move it throughout the city. We can move it to different locations on Main Street. We can move it onto Bath Road. We can move it on Britton Road, 2nd Street if we wanted to. So we have some options. Unfortunately, because it is so portable, the cost goes way up. So, looking at this, I've interacted with this sales rep a little bit. I've looked at their products in the past. Feel like I have a pretty good knowledge of what I'm looking at. And so, we have this estimate proposal in front of you.
Are you able to give tickets to
That's
people
what I was
based on
thinking.
that?
Yeah, so the state of Michigan does not allow for that, and they would not for this either. So other states, you could be ticketed, but in Michigan, you have to have a human being making that determination, not a machine.
Thank God. Although I'm already getting all the text messages telling me I have tolls, supposedly.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
going
same
on.
here. Yeah.
Are you going to use this not to give tickets because of this, but to maybe then monitor that area to give tickets?
Yes, but honestly, there is a reduction in speed.
Oh, yes, I do the same thing.
My parents live on Chatsworth Road, and when I go into Chatsworth, I thank my mom for those signs that are up on Chatsworth Road, because it slows
It
everyone
helps you
down.
slow down.
It really makes you cognizant at
Yes,
the
it
very
does.
least.
I have occasion to drive through Duran quite often, and, virtually every street in Duran has got one of the, because they're not an M route, They've got the stationary ones all over town.
Right. Yep. So I do believe that they are effective in and of themselves, but because of the data, we can also keep track of. And we'll have times, and we'll have, you know, times of year even, things like that. So I think we will be able to use that data to, for actual enforcement as well.
Does the sign, this one, say, speed limit is this, you are going this fast?
Yeah, so what it has is just a basic speed limit sign that you can adjust depending on the speed limit, and that's fixed. And then you'll have the digital part that is your actual speed.
Okay.
Does it say thank you when you go the right speed?
I don't know,
There's one-
I might
there's
be able
one
to
in
program it
Commerce.
though.
There's one in Commerce that says that, if you're 1 mile over, it says slow down, and then if you hit the speed, it says thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
You can program this to some degree. I don't know how many characters I actually get, so that might be a possibility.
Like new PR.
Yeah. Yeah, smile.
Did the sales rep, Kyle, happen to mention any other municipalities that are using this rig?
Yeah, she said she deals in Michigan, or in mid-Michigan specifically, with several agencies. So I have not reached out to contact them at all. I did like this one. It was a little bit, believe it or not, even based on the size, it's a little bit smaller. So I liked the fact that it wasn't, you know, this wide. But it was a little bit more compact.
How would you move it around?
I have a hitch. Ford decided to install in all the police utilities in 2021 hitches, so my particular patrol vehicle will actually be able to move it, so I'll just buy a hitch for it.
All right.
I was gonna ask that question.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's solar powered and recharges itself.
They don't have like a subscription model or any added expense after this?
Not that I'm aware of, no. No, it was not explained to me that way. There's an app that you have to be able to communicate with it, but I don't think there was a subscription that was required for that.
Did they give you a, idea of battery life?
No, no. As far as like how
How long it would, I mean, they're solar powered recharge, but how long will that battery last? Just like a vehicle battery recharging it, but it only lasts so long.
yeah, I guess I had in my mind it was just a standard 12-volt vehicle battery.
It might be, I don't know.
I don't know as far as, yeah, I couldn't tell you, sorry.
Any other questions, council, discussion, further discussion on this item?
I move that we approve the purchase of radar trailer from All Traffic Solutions in the amount not to exceed $11,819.85.
Second.
Do you want to tack on that to authorize the police chief to sign
And
that?
I authorize the police chief to proceed with the required signatures for the purchase of said equipment.
Second.
We have a motion from Larry, seconded by Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Could you put that right in front of my house?
Plan on it.
Oh, yeah.
I want it where they come into town off 52.
Where they come
They
into
forget
town
they're not
on
on the
52.
highway.
Oh, yeah, that's right by my house. I think we're aiming for the same spot.
Yeah.
Kevin is going to talk to us about the possible approval of DPW water plant repairs.
To those of you new on council, I'll give you a little brief rundown of our water treatment plant. It was built in 2008. They used Schedule 80 PVC piping for the plumbing in there. We have had one major break of a water line in there that flooded the building and caused some damages. I'm proposing to do some leak repairs. We've had some nuisance leaks that we've been monitoring that drip on the floor, that drip on the equipment a little bit here and there. So we requested a quote from T.H. Eifert, who does a lot of our plumbing and mechanical repairs for us, to take a look at it, and get us a price of what it would cost to fix those leaks and change out one butterfly valve. So that's the proposal that you have in front of you, and I really would like to get stuff repaired and replaced so we don't have another major issue in there. I'm not trying to use scare tactics, I'm just saying leaks are not a good thing in a water treatment plant as well, so. Are there any questions for me?
How long are they anticipating this taking?
They could get it all done in probably half a day to a full day is what we're
Okay.
We will have to bypass the plant, so we would bypass the treatment, the iron removal for however long it takes. We'll fill the tower before we start, prolong it as long as we can. And then if we have to fill the tower, we can blend water. The treatment process is not a state requirement. We do it for the quality of water for our customers. So there'll be it'll still be chlorinated, and it just won't go through the iron removal filters. So.
Council, any further discussion, questions for Kevin?
I move that we approve the repairs at the water plant from T.H. Eifert in the amount not to exceed $8,280.
And would you authorize?
And authorize Kevin to sign.
Thank you. Who was the second? Bob was it?
I would.
We have a motion from Mike, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Kevin. Okey dokey, that brings us to any other business that may come before council. Council discussions or observations, anyone? Council, anything you want to talk about? Any other public comment? Dennis, got anything? Okay. Agenda items for the next meeting. We have our public hearing that will be within the, and Megan, you'll post all that on the website and have copies available for the public to pick up and all that good stuff.
We have a SESA resolution to increase that to 130.
Oh, for Sessa? Yeah, it's $100. I think it's
I've got that out.
$130.
I've got it all ready to go. It's just, we always do it the first meeting in May, so I didn't want to do it tonight and have it get off schedule, I guess.
Okay, so we'll have our public hearing, we'll have our SESA meeting resolution. Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Then at 7:29, this meeting is adjourned.